Welcome to Music City Fitness with your host Josh Gamble and Kat Beach, talking real deal health and wellness and, well, all around body talk. Their friends and colleagues from across the globe are here to share their views with you too. It's just another day in the journey, so grab a drink and a bite to eat and hang with them for a while as they open up new ideas for you.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody, here at Music City Fitness. Woo! That's my happiness for the day. Am I the only one? Dylan, what happened, Josh? You didn't do the hoorah with me.
I did, but you drowned me out.
You were drinking.
Put that sombrero on there. That's what I'm talking about.
Bring it.
Shake 'em.
Welcome, you guys.
I'm on the wrong
With myself and Josh Gamble, my co-host, amazing man that he is. Woohoo!
That's all I get today?
That's it, because we got a lot of good energy to get to. Here's
A lot of good energy, it's true.
Interesting moment. I said to Josh, I said a lot of people are going through some anxiety right now because they've been inside for a long time and got some stuff going on. We're back again. You know, this wonderful technical world that we're living in right now, because everybody is streaming. Sometimes we drop in, sometimes we drop out. I am so excited that we dropped out right when I said that Josh was right.
But tell them what I was right about.
I'm not going to do it. I refuse to tell them what you were right about. You were right again. Okay, here's the deal.
Let's just say I was right about, so me and Kat train anywhere from 2 to 4 times a week, usually 3. And we were having a conversation, and Kat was saying how like there's so many people that are like just bummed and depressed and in a little rut and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, sometimes people just need to get out and walk, maybe not sit inside their apartment by themselves all the time. Not saying anybody's names, because we don't want to call people out specifically on this. But she's like, maybe we should bring a therapist out. Maybe we should find someone. I was like, yeah, we could, but they're boring. How about we let me bring in one of my favorite people in the world who's nothing but energy, who's nothing but a good time. And I was like, everyone who's met this guy loves him. You can't not. He's just 100% him. So I was like, I text Dylan, and me and Dylan are trying to do some Instagram live stuff. And I was like, how about I come be on the podcast? And in typical Dylan fashion, he wrote yes. I was like, we're in. And so, Dylan, man, thanks for coming and being on the podcast with us.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. I've literally been looking forward to this all week. And day was here. I woke up this morning. I was like, I'm nervous. I haven't done anything like this since high school. I don't know. This is the first time. This rocky waters right now. So I'm excited.
Isn't that great? Those nerves, those are the best in the world.
Yes, that's how you know. I was always told in high school, if you're not nervous, then you're not. You're cocky. You're not. Yeah, exactly. So no, I am so nervous. You know.
Did you start in acting, by the way?
I started in acting, in 6th grade. I always growing up, I was always dancing, singing, wanting to be center of attention. I'm the middle child in my family. So I would always try anyway to do something. And then 6th grade was my first show I was in. And then from 6th grade to 12th grade, it never stopped. I was in a show until I graduated. So yeah.
With musical theater or straight acting or musical theater?
Musical theater, preferably. My first show was like straight acting, but then musical theater all the way up. I was like in Little Mermaid's been my favorite show. I've been in that one 3 times, 3 different roles. And then Grease, Hairspray, You're in Town.
Hairspray!
Yeah, Hairspray. Oh no, it's the most, like literally all of them, like name them. So those all so much fun. But I miss that the most about Nashville because I don't do any musical theater anymore. So you always go back to it, they said. So I'm like.
So Dylan and I work together at Barry's here in town, and Dylan will sometimes, like if you haven't been to Barry's, if you walk into what we call the Red Room, the studio, there are 2 rows of benches and then there's a row of treadmills. So there's aisles between, and Dylan will use that thing as a catwalk. So when class is going, Dylan works in the front. He's like, he has to come in and count everybody to make sure we've got the right count. And he will just, boom, just own that catwalk, sash up and down, around, hips are going. It's the most amazing thing because people are, they're trying not to die in the workout. And you look over and you just see Dylan and they just love it. It takes their mind off of suffering at the current time. But you can tell some people are just meant to be like that lead character, that lead person. Some people try. Some people are just born with it. And no matter what, Dylan's just born with that energy. And it's not like an arrogance. It's just like, this is me. I'm here. I'm fun.
This is me. Exactly. That song from Greatest Showman, This Is Me. That's like anthem, number 1 anthem right there,
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that. So you're like the energy source.
Yeah.
I don't know. People need that always, Dylan. People need that person who is just 100% themselves, and they walk in the room and you are just you, because that allows all of us just to be us.
Mm-hmm. No, I love, like, I was always that way growing up. I was actually the worst child in the world. Like my parents like went to counselors. We were at therapy all the time. I was just that. I like had oppositional defiant disorder. What they like classified me as that. Like I was just this tantrum throwing kid, had everything taken out of my room. And then when I got to school, there was like, my mom would always like say like, why are you so good at school? But then you bring all this energy at school, but then you come home and you act like the Tasmanian devil. And then for some reason, one day it just switched. And I was like, I'm going to be good. Like, I'm going to do this for good. Like, like all that energy, take it and like make something out of it. And I think that's what like got me in theater and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I'm always been energetic, wake up, morning person, all that. It's at 100, all that type of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I love that, especially when you say oppositional defiance disorder, because that's a challenging thing to deal with for you and for parents. And that maybe that theater, that musical theater, the being able to, I'm only saying this because I started in musical theater too, by the way, Dylan. I didn't tell you that.
Yeah.
That was my whole start was, that was my happy space and still is. So it's a place where you can really route yourself into different characters and people and things. And some of that ouch just gets
for sure
funneled. So cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
So Dylan, tell us give us your rundown of, say, your life. Like we know you're in Dallas now, you're in the quarantine with your family, but we're up here based out of obviously Nashville with Music City. So kind of give us your story, your journey on coming from Dallas to Nashville, school, college, everything like that.
Okay. I was born and raised here in the same house. This is my childhood room right here in Dallas. And I went, and I have a big family. So always, like I said, I always tried to like growing up, being center of attention was like a huge thing. And I would always like get picked on by my cousins, like, Dylan's doing his thing again. And like all the time, my family was always just like, Dylan, like do something. Like I just felt like almost not in a bad way, but like a show sometimes, like do something funny or do this, do that. And I didn't know like what to do. Like I never had my own niche, So my parents, everybody was an athlete. My brother, I have an older brother, I have a younger sister. My brother always played sports. My sister's a cheerleader. So sports is like a big thing in our family. And I went through every sport. I went through soccer. And the funny thing is like there was one time where I was at a soccer game and I just was on the sidelines because I was mad because I wanted to be the cheerleader. Like I wanted to be standing in front of the stands, shaking pom-poms rather than being like on the field kicking a soccer ball. So sports was not my forte. And I really tried for a long time to just like find who I was. And like I said, theater was that thing. In 6th grade, I was in my first show and was in it all the way throughout. And middle school, like any other kid, was a very, very hard time because like dealt with a lot of bullying, just being picked on. And for me, the bullies never really got to me. I'm that type of person that just like, okay, you say it goes through one ear out the other. Like I don't care. You can call me whatever, every name in the book. And I've always been that way because I think that's the way like my parents raised me, is just like you got to take care of number one first, and that number one is you. So I've sort of lived life with that always in mind. So when I was getting picked on, I never thought, why are you getting picked on? Oh, you're different, you know? Like they were picking on me because I was flamboyant. They were picking on me because they thought like, oh, you're a sissy. Sorry for the words, but like that's what I'd be called, like all the words in the book. And I never really like thought about it. And then once I got to high school, I started sort of letting loose more, like was hanging out with a different crowd, a good crowd, and I just felt more comfortable around my friends. And I had like gay friends, and it wasn't till then, and it wasn't until one of my really, really good friends came out to me. We were sitting in like Whataburger, this fast food restaurant here, and he was like, you know what? I think I'm gay. And I was just like, oh my goodness. Like hearing those words for the first time, I was like, I'm gay too. But it wasn't like, aha, I'm gay. It was just sort of like, wow, I just said it out loud. And I had never really like talked about it with myself, but just right there in that moment, I was just like, oh my goodness, I am too. And then from that moment, it was like, okay, I've accepted it. Now, who am I going to tell next? So I started telling friends and more friends, and I had graduated and I wasn't out of the closet yet. So everybody's like, when'd you come out? And I'm like, my first year of college. And they're like, oh, bullshit, baby. You've been gay since the day you came out of the womb. I'm like, I know I've been gay since the day I came out of the womb. But I really hadn't ever thought about it, just because I don't know if it was because I was on the go, or if it's just, I just never thought about it. So it was my first year of college, and I was about to leave for that first semester because I stayed in, before I went to Belmont, I go to Belmont University in Nashville. So that's how I ended up in Nashville. But before I went to Nashville, I sort of didn't know what I wanted to do. I was that really big family oriented person, and I just didn't know, like, okay, I have a decision to make. Do I want to stay here and be with my family, or do I want to go and live my dream? And at the time it was musical theater, and I thought, like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, musical theater. I want to be on Broadway. I haven't thought of anything else. I was on vacation, and I just made the decision right there. I was like, I can't go to school like the first semester. I have to stay home. I don't know what I want. I stayed home. That next week, I was like, oh my goodness, I've made, like, the first week of school started. That week, I was like, I've made the biggest mistake of my life. I should be in Nashville right now. However, I look back at that moment, and I am glad I didn't go, because then that's when I realized, that was the time span that I realized, oh, this is who I am. Let's see, like, not like experiment or anything like that, you know, because girl, I got it on lock. But I was just like, I was taking that time where I was here, because usually people go off to school to like find themselves and stuff, but I was still at home. So I was trying to find my way of doing that. So eventually I came out to my mom in a parking lot of JCPenney's. And she was on the phone with one of her, yeah, JCPenney's, we're in the parking lot, and she's just like, I'm asking her questions because she's like talking with her friend on the phone, and her friend happens to be gay. And I was just like, do you think, like, what do you think about them, like them being gay? And I think she knew where this was going, and she just turned to me and she was like, are you gay? And I was like, and she was like, you can tell me. And I'm like, yes, I am. And she was like, it's okay. And like, she just like hugged me. We were crying. I had a friend in the back seat who was videotaping, and I'm just like, but this was a moment. So from then on, I think I was just worried about the masculine men in my family, because I live in the South. Everybody's redneck here in my family. You know, they all hunt. They all have American flag out in front of the house, you know, like very country men. And so that was my biggest fear, was all these very strong heterosexual men, how are they going to feel about my coming out? And honestly, like I came out to my dad in a Chicken Express parking lot, or like in the line of Chicken Express getting fast food because my sister made a gay joke. And I was like, you have a problem with that? And then my mom looked at me, and then my sister was like, what, are you gay? And then I'm like, well, you see, and then so from then on, it was just sort of like it trickled out one by one. And there was not a single person in my family who took it wrongly. No one was against it. Everybody accepted me, and everybody's answer was, honey, we knew. Like everybody knew. So I came, I decided, okay, Texas, I want to leave here. I want to go to Nashville. And I went to Belmont University originally because I wanted to do musical theater. But musical theater for me was something that I just had done my whole life. And I was like, you know what? Like, I don't want to be stuck to just one bubble. You know, everybody in high school knew me as like, oh, he's the homecoming king who it was a musical theater. Like, I remember when the homecoming king list came out, there was like the quarterback, there was an orchestra, and then there was the theater kid, and that theater kid was me. So I was like, I don't want to be stuck to a bubble. I want to go and I want to do like music because I'd always been drawn to music. And so I was like, I want to learn the business side. So what better school than Belmont for music business? So music business major. Then I started becoming like obsessed with like news and like Hollywood reporting because I've just been so into pop culture my whole life. And I'm like, I want to be the next Ryan Seacrest. And when I like said that for the first time, I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to be someone that's like on red carpets. I want to have my own production company. I want to be keeping up with the Kardashians, but keeping up with Dylan. Like I want that. So I don't know. I sort of like fall under this umbrella of entertainment. I just want to entertain. And then I changed my major to entertainment industry studies. And so right now I just finished my junior year technically. So I'm starting my senior year. I started online classes yesterday to sort of catch up on credit. So hopefully by this time next year, I'll have a degree in entertainment industry studies with a minor in entertainment journalism. Sorry, I was like blanking.
Oh,
yeah,
perfect.
Entertainment journalism. So it's sort of been a ride, and it's not been easy. Lately with this quarantine, my biggest thing lately has been anxiety. And I've never, ever, ever in my life, like someone that's always on high and someone that has all this energy, I've never suffered from panic attacks or anxiety. And, you know, March was a crazy, crazy month for me. Like I was turning 21. We were hit by the tornadoes, and I live in Germantown. And so like my heart goes out to everybody that was affected by the tornadoes recently in Nashville. But that really shook me up because I lived by myself. I was on the third story of my apartment, and it really just took me to a place. It makes you think like, whoa, once your life is sort of put on, not hold, but when you're, what am I looking for, Josh? Help me out. Like whenever
it's kind of out of your
about
control.
to die, basically. Yeah, like when everything is about out of your control, like you really stop and analyze, like, what am I doing in my life? And like, I'm not living life to the fullest potential. And so this whole month, really, I've just been trying to take advantage of like, it's time to slow down. You know, I am always on 100, but I've been trying to slow down because I've been suffering a lot from anxiety, and I've been seeing like a psychiatrist, and I've been like trying to exercise more. And I'm that person that says, oh, I'm coming to your class. I'll be there at 6:30. And then you'll get the text and it's like, hey, sorry, I accidentally slept in, took a nap. I'll see you in the morning. And like, I've done that to Josh's class so many times probably, but I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. I've been,
I'll take.
Yeah. I've been like exercising more, just trying to find what I love again, you know, and if it's not musical theater, if it's not music, it's drag right now. Like that's really where my heart like is right now, is that type of stuff. So,
well, it's like what people don't know, like Dylan can sing his ass off. And so we've gone out a few times, and when Dylan's in a good mood, he just starts singing out of nowhere, and you're just like, wait a second. So one of our other trainers, Maddie, is a singer in Nashville, and they started singing at one of our Christmas parties and started harmonizing. We're like, hold a second, stop the press. It's like, we need Maddie can sing because Maddie, you know, we've been to her shows and she's got her music's on iTunes. We're like, I've heard Dylan, I'm around Dylan a lot at the gym, and can I hear, you know, people just kind of like, you know, when they sing, they just kind of sing under the breath. and he can hold a note. I'm like, oh, nice. But then they went and they harmonized. I'm like, holy shit. And I was like, okay. So I was like, Dylan, let's get you singing a little bit. And so it's, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, when you find that thing that you're good at, that you don't have to like try, and it just like comes out. And singing is like Kat sings for Kat's a singer, songwriter as well. I can't sing. I sound like a dying cat, but I love to sing. I like to DJ. I love music. Like I feel like I have an ear for music, but I can't sing shit. But I get jealous of people who can. So it's like when you hear people kind of doing something that comes so flawlessly, and you're like, oh, so that's what it's like to be able to sing. And then he'll just be going around. Well, then we went to a drag show at one of the bars on Sunday. It was a brunch, it was a drag brunch. And it's like, Dylan, come in with us. And then Dylan's like, he knows every word to every song. Yeah, obviously he has that music theater background.
Yep.
Nothing fits drag more than someone who can lip sync every single word to a song and can show out. And he's like, this is what I want to do. And I was like, well, why don't we get up there and do it? Like that's something we were working on before the quarantine and everything hit. But I think it's great that you know like who you are, what you want to do, and not to like, I mean, we won't talk about like just being 20.
like drag queen sing, but a drag can be anything you want it to be. And that adrenaline that I see that queens get when they're on stage, when they're performing, or like I remember the first time I went to play up in Nashville, and I was just so mesmerized by watching Brooklyn Heights, who ended up going and like being top 4 on the show, like just mesmerized and like tears streaming down my face because I was like, one, she looks so happy doing what she loves, but two, she is in a room with all these people. They don't know her. They don't know her life story, but they just like see her having a good time, and everybody is just having a good time because that energy is just so like, it's just infectious. Like you want more of it. The crowd wants more of it, and you just feed off everybody's energy. And that's essentially like what I want to do with my life is I want to find something that energy is carrying throughout, like where I can use my tools that I've sort of sharpened over the years and put that out in the world. But yeah.
So when it comes to drag, I remember there's a place down in Miami. It's called Madam's, and I was in Miami for 17 years, and it was a drag showcase that was every other night or 3 times a week, and loved it. So is there? I remember, who was it? I'm spacing on her name. Judy Garland's daughter, help me out.
Liza Minnelli.
Thank you.
Yes.
I can't believe shame on me.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I can't believe I forgot that.
Judy, we're sorry.
All the people. Yeah. Anyways, Liza Minnelli was there, but not there. I was like, what? It wasn't Liza Minnelli, but but I was just completely floored. Is there somebody who inspires you if you're going to do drag? Is there something that just jumps under your skin?
Oh yes. I would definitely say, I have so many inspirations in life, but
top 5.
Top 5. Okay, Lady Gaga for sure. Lady Gaga. I always listened to her growing up, and everybody in my family was like, she's so weird. She wore a meat dress, gross. And I'm like, there was just something though about her artistry that stuck out to me as a 6th grade little gay boy. And I was just like, you know what? Like, it's Lady Gaga. And then when I came out and I re-listened to her music, it was so weird because I had sung these songs all through middle school. When I went back and listened to her after I came out, like these songs resonated with me more than they ever have. So definitely Lady Gaga. Why am I blanking now on my inspirations? I love like Dolly Parton. You know, I always want to take like where I come from. You know, I grew up in the South, so like the whole like big hair, all that type of stuff. I feel like that's definitely something that I would encompass because I think bigger is better. I'm from Texas. That's our motto. Everything's bigger in Texas.
Texas.
So
Don't they say
exactly.
"Tease to Jesus," something like that? But
Yes, exactly. But I don't. Yeah, I would say there's a bunch of queens on the show that I've grown inspiration from. We have a queen here. Her name's Alyssa Edwards, and she's just gone and done many things of like going from being on one season to being on an all-star season. She's actually like 20 minutes down the road from here, and I had the opportunity of meeting her at Play last year, and I just remember when I met her and she told me something. She was like, "Don't dream it, be it." That's like when it switched for me. She was like, "Don't dream it. You can sit and dream all day long. You can draw pictures of what you want to look like. You can practice your face in the mirror all you want, but until you go and actually do it, that's when you're the queen." So inspirations for sure. I love old Hollywood right now. I'm watching like Hollywood on Netflix. Everybody needs to go watch it. Really, really great show about just sort of how gays weren't allowed to be themselves, like in the 40s when Hollywood was sort of becoming this big thing, and really ended like the glamour behind all that. So all like, I don't know, Marilyn Monroe and
oh yes,
all of them. Like there's so many. I love right now too Julia Roberts. There's just something about her beauty in Pretty Woman. Like that's one of my favorite movies. I actually just recently watched it for the first time, but it moved to the top of my list. I'd never seen it before, and then during quarantine, my mom's like, "You need to sit down and watch Pretty Woman, Dylan." And I was like, "Damn it, let's do it." And I was like, "Oh my goodness, this has been a huge mistake that I have not watched this movie," because now like I just keep quoting it. So yeah, definitely all those women.
Funny is how like, I mean, I don't remember when Pretty Woman came out, but how it just, there's certain movies that will just resonate over time. And like, and I'm going to be like on the Minority Report. Like, I respect Julia Roberts. I never like thought she was anything, "Oh my God, you're amazing." I like that she didn't look like typical Hollywood. I love that she had like the bigger red hair, the bigger mouth, the bigger features. I like her. Like, I respect everything she does, but I was like, okay, like my mom growing up, Julia Roberts, and she did so many movies and like Aaron Brockovich and things, and they were good movies. I was like, all right, she's good. But then you look back, you're like, back then she was just different than what everyone, the typical Hollywood, and you respect it. But it's funny, like that movie came out so long ago, but it's still such a popular movie to everybody, no matter what generation you are.
Exactly. And that we immediately after Pretty Woman watched Steel Magnolias, and oh my goodness, I cried my eyes out. Like literally, my mom's like,
would bring that up, Dylan.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. No, not dampering the mood. This is about comic relief. No, but that movie too. Like, it's just, I just love right now. I'm into like all those like Urban Cowboy, Saturday Night Fever, Pretty Woman, Steel Magnolias, like all those movies. Like my mom's just like, we need to sit down and watch them all. So
oh, you are so in, and that's my era. All of this is good stuff.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
When this is all over and everyone's back, we're taking Dylan out.
I'm gonna have to mute out for 2 seconds because of Precious. You guys keep talking.
Okay. Precious is her little gay cowboy friend that she keeps in the back that dances all the time.
Okay.
She's having a problem, so you guys just keep on energizing. I'll be right back.
We got this. So for people who don't know, we had a whole 21st birthday planned for Dylan with the staff. Everyone was looking forward to it. Boom, quarantine happened. We get to do it. But like, there's certain people, and this is the best thing about you, like, and like just being 21. Like, I didn't have the maturity at 21 that you do. You know who you are. You've got these goals. I was at 21. Small town countries like, oh, you're supposed to be married by now. Everyone marries their high school sweetheart. And I was like, I moved to Tulsa. I went from a small town and then moved to Tulsa, which is like Nashville with nothing to do. But Christian school, get married, this is where you're supposed to be. And then you weren't married yet. And everyone's like, well, what's wrong with you? So it took time trying to figure that out. But coming back to that, it's like, you know who you are. So someone like Kat and myself who are a little older, but everyone can still get along. You can get along with anyone from no matter what their profession is, no matter what their age is, because you're likable, but you're also like, you're very, very mature. And I think people respect someone who knows who they are. And so Kat having that theater background, like that's why I was really wanting to get you guys together, because you guys have so much in common with music, theater, movies. Like it just, I think two people could mesh well. Like one thing I like to do is just people who I see that don't know each other that I think should, I like to bring them all together.
Yeah.
So even though there's a few years between you and Kat, you guys would get along so well, whether it's talking music, her helping with certain things that she may know that she did through musical theater. And it's funny to me how, it's like there's such a gap. I mean,
I know, right?
But how it all still brings everyone still kind of comes together. Like there, we have such a different age demographic that watches this show and this channel, but everyone is here for the same reason, just to have fun and enjoy themselves and give them something to do. Just kick it.
Exactly. And that's what I really was just so excited. And I was excited once I was in the door, but I came into Barry's about, I think it was August, and like I stalked you guys all on Instagram, and I don't know, like I remember going to Barry's in Dallas and everybody was super close. So I knew that when I applied for Barry's, I was like, oh, I wonder if I'm going to become close, like with all my colleagues, everybody like that. And then it was just even like within a week, I think I was saying like, oh my gosh, love you, like to people, and like giving people hugs, and it just became a thing. And my friends back here always say stuff about like, wow, it's so cool that you're friends with all these people that are like different age ranges. And I was telling someone about you earlier, and they were like, oh, how old's Josh? Like thinking you were like 22. And I was like, well, let's go on his Instagram. They were right. Let me go on his Instagram. Let me show you. But that's what, yes. Oh my gosh. Like I just, that's what I love the most about that company and working, like what that company has done is like, just like brought us all together. And that's honestly a quality I didn't really ever like know. Like I didn't know that like I had that quality of like sort of just like, I don't care like how old you are, like whether you're 12 years old or 85, like I want to sit down and just chat. I want to have a conversation, you know?
And I think you're on it. Like that's the best thing about, so I've been in Nashville for almost 15 years and I've been at Barry since it opened, like, so going on 8 years next month. And I probably have two people that I keep in contact with regularly from when I first moved out here 15 years ago. Everybody else is through Barry's somehow. So like 1 degree of separation. And you know how Nashville is. Nashville's very small. Everybody knows everyone, especially in the fitness industry. And it takes one person and you're connected to Dylan or you're connected to Josh or connected to whoever. And the thing is, we literally anywhere from 18 to 80. We get all the different groups and everyone is friendly. And Nashville's a friendly place. The South is friendly. You go to New York, people are like, man, New York, everyone's an asshole. Everyone's they're rude and you're in the way. It's a mile a minute. But you walk into a Barry studio and they're like, welcome, how are you? And then you say, oh, I'm from Nashville. And man, they love you. And it's something with that community. You take a city like New York or Miami or even LA. I mean, LA is not too bad. It's kind of like, LA is known for everyone being fake in the city, not the street areas, like just in general, the population of Los Angeles.
City.
And then you come into Barry's, and it's like, man, everyone's just welcoming, and and once you say, yeah, I have connection with another Barry's, another studio, boom, everyone's together. And during this quarantine, it's funny because I think two things have happened. One, I hope and think that people are starting to kind of find themselves like, okay, this quarantine has made you think. So you don't have to like just go through the everyday race and try to be what everyone wants you to be. You can actually be you, because right now you were being fake this whole time. No one gives a damn. Like this is the time to be you. So I'm hoping that happens. But it's like the Barry's community, like I've had trainers and staff from Dallas, Chicago, LA that we've come together and bonded. And it's just like, there's just that loving community. And I think that's the best thing about what Barry's has done is it brings everyone in. And our group, I mean, we all have little cliques in Nashville, Barry's Nashville, but we all are one huge family. And like, it doesn't matter if you're 18 or 80, the age difference, it's just, everyone just wants to be together, because when it comes down to it, they want you to be happy. They want to smile. They want to be loved. That's it. And so once this is done, all people want to do is hug. That's all people want to do is hug somebody else. Like I'd had dinner with one of my best friends and his girlfriend the other night, and I was leaving and he's like, elbow high five. And I was like, man, just hug it out. And so this girl was like, I wouldn't hug someone else other than my boyfriend. I just need that. People just want that hug, you know, that affection. But that's a Barry's thing. And so, Kat, we were talking about when you were gone talking to your cowboy. How
Thanks for covering.
Yeah, this is what I do. This is why you tell everyone that I'm awesome as we start each show. But I was talking on how like Dylan only being 21, and I didn't disclose our ages, but there's a little bit over 3-year age gap. I was just saying how when this is over, you guys getting together because you guys have so much in common. And even though he's young, he's an older soul. And whether it's the music, whether it's the theater, whether it's just the movies, I mean, we've all got friends that are 20 years difference both ways, and everyone still kind of gets along. And I was just telling him, telling everybody how I think that I like to bring people together who I think would get along and mesh well. And I think you and Dylan would, whether it's doing music together or theater together or just having some drinks and watching some Julia, whatever it may be, you guys each other.
And while you're in quarantine land, Dylan, you have to look. It's an old musical, but it has some really great, not just lyrics, but some great music. It's called "They're Playing Our Song."
They're playing our song. Okay, I've never heard of it.
Write it down, text it down. They're playing our song. So just go back and listen to, but you have to listen to the 1970s version of it.
Playing our song.
Bringing this up because it's musical theater, and it's about songwriters. And
love that.
I think they were in New York. I think they were up east, and one was out in California. But really interesting, the relationships that go on. It's about writing music, but it's a whole musical, and that you will love from beginning to end. I think you're going to really dig it because I've often said, golly, I wish we could do this in Nashville because it's a musical about songwriters.
That would be literally. That's what I love. It's like when you just said it. Like I wish we could do that. Like I want to do. I don't know, just something like that. Exactly. Yes, we can. Yes, right? No.
Oh, hit myself in the face. I'm like, we can.
Yes. Oh my goodness. No. That's exactly. I'm a dreamer, I'd like to say, but I love just if there's an idea, let's run with it. Let's do it, and no matter, like Josh said, no matter if you're 18 or we're disclosing y'all's ages.
Or 32.
26. Yeah, there you go.
So is Josh. I'm actually about to be 27.
You look great, by the way.
I know. That's what happens at 27. May 31st, 27.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. Yes.
I'm telling you what, we're going to dye my hair platinum blonde. We're going to call it a day.
Yes. Blondes have more fun.
Don't dye your hair platinum. That'd be okay with me.
Listen, I'm going to platinum, half is dark. That's going to be the whole me.
Well, you know how everyone's like, oh, I can't wait to get out and do stuff. And everyone's like, but can we have a week beforehand? Or remember, we haven't done our brows. No one's had their nails done. All these girls are freaking out. It's like, how many girls in Nashville before I say this, I don't mind it. Do whatever you want with your hair, your skin, whatever. You know how many people aren't going to be orange in Nashville when we go back to quarantine because of the spray tans?
Exactly.
I'm like, I'll be damn, you're white.
For so long, I thought you were orange.
I never knew. And there's where is it on the little what's your skin color? There's no orange option. What do you pick?
They need to add that on, though. I think because
add that
it's a
on.
brand new nationality, orange. The orange people.
Orange. If you want to be orange, be orange. I love Oompa Loompas. They're phenomenal. I thought they were
Loompas, the Trump color, girl. Yeah.
Ah!
Yes.
I want to give Trump a big hug and say, listen, if you're gonna go orange, make sure it's underneath your eyes too, right? Have you noticed, Dylan, that it's orange and somebody's doing they're highlighting or something under. I don't know what they're doing.
Goggles. He's wearing his goggles when he gets spray tan, and he's not having it fixed from his makeup.
Those are some big goggles because they go down to here.
Listen,
I think. I mean, you're what before you're president, you're a billionaire. You're Donald Trump. You know what you look like. I think it's his niche. The stupid hair comb over and the stupid eye thing.
The stupid eye thing is not a good thing. Although, you know what, guys, listen, let's be serious. Dylan, you're going to love this for E-Entertainment. We're talking about it.
That's true. That's you do something to stand out. You wear a meat suit to the VMAs. You do something like I did. You do whatever, and that's fine. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I mean, I would do that with my hair if I even had the option to do that with hair. I would do anything if I had hair again. That would be up here in a damn mohawk. It'd be combed over to the side. I look like Jimmy Neutron. I'd do everything if I had.
Yes.
Shit.
Wait, Josh, I don't know this, but when did you do you grow? Like, does your hair grow up here, or do you shave it
No.
off? Like, or no?
So what happens when you become about 26, 27, like I am, God comes down and he says, you know what? I have a joke on you. We're going to play a magic trick and I'm going to make things disappear. And he made my hair disappear. But it was long for a while, but it was the typical, like it started coming back here and I can grow it back here. And you can get the surgery, but it's like, I don't care that much. You know, it's like, it's whatever. The Rock is bald.
Wait, there's a surgery for that? You want to know the surgery? It's called Cat Beach's version. And listen, there is no shame in my game. Dylan, I had blonde hair about 2 weeks ago. And Josh goes, what are you going to do? I said, my extensions are growing out. They're so long. I don't know what to do. And so I went over to my cousin's because you can get your hair put in. Now, listen, Josh. I went to my cousin. I said, listen, you can sew and you can do a lot of things. You're going to need to undo this for me. She goes, what do you mean? I said, just undo it. I don't care. So we sat there with wine. Two of us were drunk. I'm like, whatever you do, don't cut my hair. Okay. I'm going to do it tomorrow. We're going to figure this out.
Yes. I'm so in. I love that. No, Josh, we could get you some. We could get you some.
I mean, we could.
Seriously. Or you could do like half a head and then half. No, it's totally.
Or a lace
you don't look
front.
great just as you are.
I mean, I've got plenty of wigs. I could just rock some wigs. I mean, you've seen me dress up for theme classes at Barry's before.
Oh, so good.
I've got the black hair. I've got the Kurt Cobain wig. I mean, what are you doing?
Dragging it up. There you go.
You can do my makeup.
Circle. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Oh, Halloween. No, you know what? You should do drag, Josh.
Okay.
Together. Let's go. We could do a charity class, like a drag charity class once everything's over, quarantine.
1 week, we definitely do it for charity. I'm more curious.
For charity.
I'll give anything. I'm more curious where you see the personality difference between me and Dylan. Dylan is he can't sit still. He's ready to go.
Can't.
That's a drag queen.
That's the drag queen.
That's an energy. You don't have to pretend you perform because that's what you are. You're a performer. I can see it, but I don't see it. It takes a lot of shots for me to start dancing and acting some kind of way. But
it takes a lot of duct tape too. A lot of duct tape.
And a lot of duct tape is the truth.
You got to.
The trick is use the pre-wrap first, because if you do the duct tape, it hurts to take off. Pre-wrap, at least keep it protected.
Oh, ouch.
Dylan, I won't say it on air, but Josh, no. So I went to school. I went to Boston University School for the Arts for classical theater. And why did I go there? Because I didn't get into Carnegie Mellon for musical theater. But
Carnegie.
But classical was really cool. And some of my dearest friends, one of them was in drag, and he showed me some of the stuff you have to go through. I'm like,
right.
That's all I have to say.
Ouch. Yep, girl.
I say duct tape and I say ouch.
It's a sport.
It always makes me think of The Hangover when they're in where are they at? They're in Japan or someplace, and I'm drawing a blank.
Bangkok.
Alan is like, is this a magic show? Because they're like the drag show, and part of them are done, part of them is just out, so they enhance, and so it's hilarious. Like, it's like a little magic trick. What you do with that thing?
Wait, that's exactly what you do. Oh man!
You a funny story, Dylan? You probably know the story.
You know what really kills me, Dylan? I can be in the audience on many occasions and watch an awesome show and look at these men who are, and they look extraordinary. I'm like, why can't I look like that? It's pretty like.
Back. There we go.
Oh, were you gone a minute?
Yeah, just for a second. It cut me out.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even.
Way to go.
There we go. I'm
Why
back
can
now.
I not look like that wonderful drag queen? I can't tell you how many times I've seen the show and gone, wow, look at those legs.
Right.
I mean, it's frigging phenom.
Well, it's
We
funny.
have.
Go ahead.
What
No.
were you saying? No. Oh,
No.
we were saying we watch Drag Race every Friday, and slowly through time, each year, each season, I get someone new to watch it. And this year we have Drag Race Fridays, and we go over to my aunt and uncle's house, and we all sit down and we watch Drag Race as a family. So it's sort of like a thing where they're like, oh, we see you doing that. We totally see you up there. And that's like what's been so cool is like my uncle is like, honey, like saying like, yes, queen, yes, girl, look at those legs, and like trying to like toot and boo and shoot, because toot means you like their outfit, boot means you don't like it. So he's like, ooh, boot that, toot that, like, and it's just like we've come so far.
I love
So,
That I
Yeah.
appreciate about your family is how like we knew, like you came
Yeah.
to. So I'm from a very small town. I have a cousin, and back home, and me and those who can't see producer time to talk about it, back home. Like I live south of St. Louis, about 45 minutes south, and it's families. And on the weekends, you grill out. Everyone comes over. You play wiffle ball in the front yard. Everyone has. I'm the oldest of 6, so you're looking from like 4 kids to 6 kids in each family. So everyone just hangs out. So we're playing wiffle ball, and one of my cousins, he's 5. He hits the ball, hands go up, he screams like a girl all the way to the base. But we're in a town of maybe 10,000 people, and we're like, oh, and you knew. You're like, oh, he's okay. But in a very conservative town, you can't, they're like, oh, it's a phase, he's 5, it's whatever. So fast forward, he finally comes out. Sometimes like that small town mentality still stays there with some of the family, still loving, very accepting. Just they're confused because I think they've been, I'm gonna say brainwashed, but I don't mean brainwashed, but they've been taught one way, like this isn't wrong, this isn't the Christian thing to do. Well, my mom, who I love more than anything in the world, is like the little blonde version of Mother Teresa, doesn't swear. We couldn't say crap or heck because it's too close to shit and hell. Like,
love it.
you have to use something, make your vocabulary challenge. Like you challenge your vocabulary. You can't just say these things. So she was like, oh, have you heard about your cousin? He's on the Instagram thing. My mom, everyone in our town is 5 years behind everything. They're just now really getting into Instagram. Okay. So I was like, no, I haven't. So I guess he had gone to LA, come from a town of 10,000 people, go to LA as an 18, 19-year-old just coming out. You're going to get chewed up and spit out. But he is a phenomenal makeup artist. And so his pictures are him in makeup, and it's drag makeup.
Oh, wow.
They just look at it as like, and one of them is like this little like, I think it's like a turquoise and white with like a little devil horn. It's beautifully done. But they're like, he did a Satan thing. And I'm like, it's trying to, but I mean, I don't really go home that often, and it's on another side of the family, my stepdad's side, so we don't see them as often. But it's just like to have that courage to come out, but then to get into that. And the more that I've been at Barry's, you kind of learn about the drag show world and the drag world, because like I didn't know a lot about it, coming into Nashville, because like Nashville is a very small gay community, and Barry's is a very large part of this small community. And as small as Nashville is, that gay community is even smaller, but I feel like it's a little tighter niche group. So everyone, most cities, like we've got, say, 30 bars to go to. I feel in town there's maybe 4, and somewhere in there. So it's like you see the same people, you're going to see them in class, everyone's going to know everybody. But it's one of those things where it's like seeing like my cousin who is just like, he's like, I am who I am, but your family was welcoming. My family wasn't not welcoming, but they weren't like arms around you. They're like, okay.
Oh,
That's strange. It's different, but okay. But no one was like, you're the worst, you're, going to hell.
Yeah.
So it's like, but it's cool to see. And that's why I like how your family was just like, yeah, we knew. Like,
and that's it though, too, is the fact that like, I knew too, if someone not necessarily had a problem with it, but if someone didn't, like, my family had never been around really gay people. Like my dad's dad and everything, like very hardcore, like just followed the rule book. Like even like came home, the woman cooked the meal. She served to him very old fashioned type way. So I was sort of worried, like coming out, I knew, you know, okay, my dad may not accept this, but I'm not going to be that person that's just going to shove it down his throat and expect him to get this and be like, wake up one day and be like, Dad, I'm gay. You have to agree with it. This is that. Now I'm going to prance around in short shorts and you have to like it. Like, not that. It was such a gradual thing that by the time, like, we were watching this Hollywood show that, like I said, everybody needs to watch, and there were naked men in like full frontals and everything, just, and they were doing things. And I look over to my dad and he's like watching the show, but I can tell he's sort of like uncomfortable. And I was like, I said out loud the other night, I was like, I am so uncomfortable watching this with you guys. He's like, you're uncomfortable. And I'm like, but we can joke about it, you know, like people these days in America are just so judgmental. Everybody has their own opinion, but why can't we just sort of just sit back, relax, and laugh about it? You know, like why can't we all just let someone live their life? You know,
why some people can't. And my youngest brothers are twins, and I've known one of their best friends for the longest time, and he is roughly early mid-20s. He's come out recently, and in that town, it's like they're getting better with like accepting, but they're still kind of against it because they don't know. They don't quite take as aggressively as like, oh, I'm going to catch the gay disease, but they're like, they don't understand. And I was like, it's no different than like if you're dating someone straight. Now, in their defense, I was the same way because how I grew up. And my biggest thing that I heard, and I cannot remember who said it, but it's like the one thing you'll learn as you get older is you've got to understand that things that you were taught before are not right all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were taught how to be a certain way or act or think a certain way, say in a small town, from people you're supposed to learn from, your parents, your grandparents, that's not always right. They didn't know they were wrong. They just hadn't had the chance to experience. So you get to a town like Nashville, where Nashville, it's still kind of new. Where people like, I think me and you being, it varies. Like, it's an understanding. And some, you go 10 miles down the road one way, it's a whole different attitude. There's still some old money in Nashville, and there's old mentality. And Kat, we've talked about it. It's like, we're around it and it's like, it's not a big deal. But then you get some of the old school minds and they're just like, I don't want anything to do with that. I'm good. But having like,
it's challenging.
It's challenging. And people, if they do, I didn't know, even being in, so I've been in Nashville 15 years. I hadn't been around or been like in that community, so to speak. And I'm going to try to figure out terms to say, because I don't ever want to like speak out of place or anything, but it's like, I hadn't been in that gay community. So it's like, I didn't know what to expect. I just don't care. Like, I don't care who. So I've also been in a small town and I've dated a lot, sometimes in or outside my race. That was an issue in a small town because they were like, you stay within the guidelines. And we've got friends who know for a fact if they brought someone home that wasn't of their ethnicity, it would be an issue. And that's unfortunate, but that's also that old mentality. So as you expand and you come to a city like Nashville, which again is the smallest big city that I can think of, you kind of like, you get into this Barry's community. And Barry's is a very large gay gym nationwide for those that don't know. I would assume we're probably the biggest, but we are also, we're the most loving gym I've ever been to. They don't care your race, your color, sexual preference, anything. They want you to come in, get a workout, be a family, and go. Nothing is thrown in your face. Nothing is whatever. It's just welcoming. And, you know, and Kat, like you said, like Kat met Tiffany the first time she came into class, and Tiffany is the sweetest person in the world.
She's so great.
Let me help you. Let me show you around. Let me do this.
She's
like
awesome.
No, she's the best. The best.
That's Barry's all around. So like, as you're in it, you're like, oh, okay. So then go back to my brother's friend comes out. I'm like, oh yeah, I knew that. I know that now looking back, I'm like, oh, here's the signs, but then you didn't know the signs. Like, you grow up in that Christian environment, and sometimes people are kind of hiding behind certain things. And a lot of time it is a religion, or you got to have the family because you're supposed to, but you're not comfortable with trying to be who you are because of being in a small town. But some of my friends and family back home, there's like, yeah. So it's like, he's out. But I'm like, well, you don't have to look at me any different. He'll still go have a beer with you. He'll still go hang out. He'll still see you at church. He'll still do all this stuff. It's not any different. But I see that now, knowing, being here and being around it. Trying to remember, like, okay, back home, you got to understand, you're still 5 to 6 years behind the times. And it's not their fault. Everything develops. So we're behind New York. We're behind LA. We're behind San Francisco.
And Miami.
And Miami. Definitely Miami.
Boston too.
Yeah.
But like, it's trying to remember, okay, not shunning you for not knowing because you're stupid for judging. Just, it's more like, oh, well, you just don't understand and know because you haven't had that. That's not a big population. And I could be wrong, but I'm just assuming if you are a gay family, kids, everything, you're probably not moving into a redneck town of 10,000 people to have this family. You're probably going to go somewhere that's a little bit more acceptable, like the city and things like that. And so I love that, like I said, your family was able to be like, come on in, this is it, let's have fun. And that you can see your dad's a little uncomfortable because maybe he doesn't understand. And then seeing like people in small towns like, yeah, I kind of get it. And then they're like, what do you mean you work for a largely popular gym? Like, did you catch it? Like, are you like, and it's just like
the gayness.
It's not Corona. It's not
exactly.
We're good.
And because I think it's because largely homosexuality is thought, a huge portion of people think the sexuality behind it. I've said this so many times. Instead of thinking of the incredible relationships that happen, they're instantaneously knocked over the head with sex. And that's, which is not, gay does not equal, it's like, I want people to see a different parallel. It equals, it's not out of your head.
Well, my uncle would always say, like, I remember I always like refer to my like uncle, my dad, my brothers, like all of that. But I had one uncle and he sat me down. We were at Outback Steakhouse and he just wanted to know. He was like, when did you know? Have you like just asked me all these questions? And by the end of it, he was like almost in tears. And he said, when you came into this world and I knew who you were, I thought you chose to be that way. But then he was like, you've really shown me and taught me that you don't wake up and choose one day, you're born that way. And like, I can sit here and quote Lady Gaga all day long, but really there was not a day in my life that I woke up and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try being gay for today. Like, it was just that thing that it's like, okay, you're going to realize when timing is right, you know? And I did. And my heart goes out to all those people. You know, I'll see people come into like Barry's, or I'll see people like here in my town and like people that are younger than me. And I know that they're struggling too, but you don't want to ever force someone to come out. You don't want to ever like just like shit on someone. But I just wish we're getting better each day and each year, I feel like is a step in the right direction. But that's where I just wish the world could just be a little bit more patient, a little bit more caring, and a little bit more kind towards. And like, at the end of the day, it's none of your effing business, you know, like it's no one's business because they're so focused on the fact that, like you said, sex, like it's the sexuality behind it, like even gender, whether you're male or female. And that's a whole nother.
Same thing, Dylan, with lesbians. It's the same thing. They're pardon the expression, they're visualizing people having sex instead of saying, when somebody comes into this world and they are attracted to the same sex, I'm not going to call it homosexual, we're just going to attracted to the same sex. It's not that it is not an instant sexual thing. It is an emotional thing that happens. And then there are things that obviously translate farther into your being and who you are. But people, more so in America, by the way, than in some other places in Europe that I've been to, are just so, I don't know. I don't even know the words for it. I wish you no, this is not that time. It's not, Josh. It's not Josh. Okay. It's not that time. It's just, but it is that time. It's not that time, but it is that time. But it bothers me because, you know, having gone to acting school, I had so many young guys who would be we had a what do you call it? Every Wednesday we would have a time for 3 hours where all of us could do whatever we wanted to do. If we wanted to sing, we could sing. If we wanted to do a monologue, a scene, whatever we wanted to do. And I can't tell you how many times, Dylan, there were guys. One girl I remember, Kelly, who came out, and it was a very interesting way that she and this whole coming out thing came into herself. Finally, is what happened.
Oh,
And a lot of
that's
these
beautiful.
guys would come into their selves so beautifully in a chair in the middle of a big black box theater. And they would completely have, and again, not coming out, coming into this moment of finally saying, this is my world. And they'd have a complete come apart. Why? Because they talk to us, who were their friends, not their immediate family, about how their immediate family did not accept them. They did not say, you're my child. I brought you, you're my nephew, you're my whatever, whoever you want to be, you just be that 100%. I'm going to support you in being whoever you are. When you come into your own self, that's the most valuable, vulnerable place to be, by the way, for heterosexual, homosexual, I don't care where you are. When you really come into yourself, that's hard. But it bothers me because I saw some people completely like lose it, and I'd have to be in the audience and just want to give them a great big, I so wanted to hug them. And you just had to allow everybody their moment, it was a 15-minute slot where they were able to be whatever they were going to be.
No, that
just, to me, it's just interesting.
I kind of like ran into or seen, and it's funny now looking back at, as you're older and you're looking back at all these things and signs and seeing friends and people that are like, yeah, this is me. And music industry, especially country music, we've all known or know people who can't be who they want to be because it's not accepted in the career option they want to choose. And
hate that. I know so many males who are extraordinary guys who are, I'm interrupting on purpose because females are one thing. Okay. Yeah. But there are a lot of male country performers who are kick ass at what they do, and they are gay, and they are not able to say out loud, this is my husband or this is my boyfriend, because they're afraid that us as a viewing audience are going to not watch them anymore, and that they're not. That kicks me in the butt.
Who's the majority of their customers? You know.
Sorry, that makes me very mad. I think I'm sweating because I got mad.
Alcohol. It's Cinco de Mayo. It's the alcohol. It's fine.
Cheers.
Oh wait, we get to wait. We are right as I got mad. And I did mean to interrupt you, Josh. This is that moment.
Oh my goodness. Crowd in on that moment later. But no. So real quick.
Shut up. Okay, but aren't we supposed to have a shot? I can't take a shot because I'll die right here on camera. But aren't we supposed to have tequila?
I'm a health and fitness professional. I'm not someone who just takes shots. I order bottle service.
I'm also a health and fitness professional. look at it.
Here's happy.
On you, Dylan. You're supposed to make us not look so bad.
Yes.
Well, wait. I said I was going to do it. Since it's Cinco de Mayo. I even brought my little. This is my shot thing.
Drink your juice, Shelby.
That was supposed to be a piece of ice. Apparently, it's not. And just in all transparency, by the way, guys, please forgive me for having to jump out earlier. My little Pekingese, who is my life, she's my little precious bear, is sick and she's having issues. I don't know if you heard her barking, but when she runs to the door and barks,
almost got to go.
It's like you put it on mute. The fun of being able to do work at home. I was like, uh-oh. So thank you guys for being gracious on that.
But no, to go back to the artist thing we were talking about, there's a well-known country artist who is very rumored to be gay, but just their clientele is that certain part of America, and usually it's the southern, more country, Midwestern areas. It's not acceptable. And everyone in the industry kind of like, oh yeah, there's a good possibility. Yeah, we know, they kind of blow it off, but like no one wants to say it. So being a female artist in country music, so hard to do because it's such a male dominated genre. And about a year in this personally, but I've got friends who manage artists and bands, and they were like, it's so frustrating trying to get like a woman to come in or a duo or a trio or anything like that, because it's just not widely accepted. And to go back to I don't, and this is just something I could be completely off of this. So Dylan, like when you were saying your uncle was like, he thought that, maybe you had chosen to be this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've ran into people who are like, oh, well, XYZ came out at 24. He chose to be gay at 24. No, so-and-so is kind of like keeping it in. He finally decided to like, hey, this is me. I'm here. It wasn't a decision. So I go back to like my cousin who I was like 5 years old, knew it. Like
Mm-hmm.
it just took till a certain age to be. And so and then trying to tell certain family friends like, no, he didn't choose this. He
Mm-hmm.
chose this to be the time where he's going to let you know who he's been the whole time. But he's had to keep it inside because of judgment, because of bullying, because of, and I think that, well, and I say this, but I don't know for a fact, like if someone, let's say high school, middle school, college, whatever it is, I feel like college is not as bad as high school, middle school. If you are openly out, people will accept you because that's who you are, compared to they know you're gay, but you're pretending not to be. So it's like they want to kind of bully you a little more. And I don't know that for a fact, but I feel like you are who you are. Everyone's going to get bullied, straight, gay, male, female.
Mm-hmm.
It's whether it's a big bully, or a little bullying. But it's just like once you're out and you're comfortable, people are like, okay, this is. They might give you, like you said, you got bullied and went in one ear, out the other. People give you shit. Good.
Yeah.
But you're you, and it was. But then when I look at someone that I know, and I look at them and I was like, I cannot imagine being in like a smaller little area. And then when they're like, oh, you chose to be this way. I'm like, not really. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you look back at it, me being able to step outside the small box, get into a city, and then be around that community and that environment, be like, oh, I see now how this is for you to try to fit in, but feeling like you don't fit in because of how straight everything has to be in those environments or cultures or towns or however you want to put it.
No, and that's especially with the bullying. I remember middle school, it was 8th grade year, and we were doing, like I said earlier, one of my favorite shows is Little Mermaid, and it was my second time doing it. And I remember the first time, this is like sort of when I knew like, okay, you are really, really feminine. So let's like, who do you want to audition for? And I really wanted Sebastian and I wanted Flounder, but I came in and my theater teacher saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And she was like, I'm having you read for Ursula. And I was like, okay, so what? And then she had me read for Ursula. Cast list comes out. I was cast as Ursula. Yep. So that's the thing. It's like I was cast as Ursula, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm 8th grade. But I never had a thought of like, I'm going to be an 8th grader playing a female role. Like that thought, like I remember, I think I was coming home and my mom even said like, are you going to be okay with this? Like she was worried that people were going to have a problem with it or it was going to cause an uproar. And rather than girls being upset that they didn't get the role of Ursula and a guy got it, I played that damn role to the best of my ability. And I did not once think about the bullies. And I remember we were doing it at it was a big production and we were doing it somewhere else where we had to bus back and it was dress rehearsal. So we bused back to the school, just got done with a long day of dress rehearsal, had a show that night. So I didn't take my makeup off. So I'm literally in full drag as an 8th grader walking down the halls of Murphy Middle School. And like people are just staring, but not once did someone say anything because I felt like it was just sort of like you don't fuck with me because you really have to like it's a thing about, I always say it's a thing about confidence. And it's a quote that I've always followed. And it's cliche, but RuPaul has said, we're all born naked and the rest is drag. So whether it's your clothes that you put on to go to work, whether it's your gym outfit that you put on, the makeup, the eyeliner, your spray tan, like we were talking about, we're all born naked. We all are born naked and then the rest is drag. So it's really how you present, how you go out in the world and how you really, like we were saying earlier, that energy, you have to put forth the energy to just be you. And that's my motto. And that's like what I live by every day.
I feel like you're going to do extraordinary things, Dylan.
There's no way.
I'm really not even kidding. Like gutturally.
No way you don't. Like whether it is, if you're let's say hypothetically you're front desk right now, you will be the best front desk person that's ever been at this gym. Whether it's
Oh,
you're gonna be, because you just have that energy, and that's what I was telling Kat. I was like, we got to get Dylan on, because there's just something about certain people that they're gonna be something special. Whether it's certain people can lead. Like, let's go to like someone like Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow is a 100% born leader. There's nothing about that man that doesn't say I'm not a leader. Someone like, I'm watching the Michael Jordan thing. Michael Jordan is that leader. Some people just are, they're showmen, like someone like The Rock. That guy is a showman. Whatever he does and touches is going to be pure gold. Same thing with you. It doesn't matter what you do. You're going to bring the energy. Your happiness is going to make people smile. And the only people who aren't smiling are the people who are jealous because they're not comfortable enough with themselves to be themselves. So they get mad at you about it. And so, and those people, we don't care about them anyway.
And you're totally genuine. So let's go with that. I mean, you can always tell when somebody is a character. Maybe not everybody can tell. I can tell when somebody's playing a character, and you're just genuinely you.
So I think it's harder to tell. I think it's hard to tell when someone's being a character. Then it's easy, but it's easier to tell when someone's just a genuine person.
Like that heartfelt person. Yeah.
Yeah. So
got that.
I think that's one of the reasons why, like I told you that like a couple weeks ago, I was like, Dylan, we got to do an Instagram live thing. We got to do all this stuff. And it's like, but I also felt like the Instagram live might get washed under the rug, because when you open up Instagram, 75,000 live videos are up right now. And you might be on your looking through pictures and it'll show up, oh, Cat Beach is live, or whoever's live. You just
people pay attention when I'm live.
Everybody pays attention.
When I do my TikToks, you don't understand.
You know what? That's Dylan, here's what I need.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. I'm sorry.
Kat wants to do TikTok so bad. And I
got you.
That's your guy right there. That's your girl. Y'all got it. Do it.
Girl, let's do it. We got it.
I need someone, and think y'all can do that. FaceTime, figure it out, dance it out. Someone's got to do a TikTok with Kat, because I won't do it. Kat, try to get me. Kat has a song that has been picked up by a line dancing. I'm going to say this, and Kat, you're going to have to correct me after the story.
Okay.
By a line dancing, say, coach. And it is
an award-winning choreographer in line dancing.
You'll have to correct me after. Hold on. Okay. But it's big, it's great, and it's all over Europe. And she's like, I have an idea. You hate me for it.
You're gonna tell the story.
But you're gonna do it. I am gonna tell the story. She's like, we're gonna get so and so on. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. And he would go to like festivals and teach line dancing. So the pictures are amazing. This guy's on stage and teaching hundreds and hundreds of people to line dance to these songs. And it's Kat's song that they have a dance to, choreography to. And it's amazing. Like,
okay.
The festivals are canceled because of the quarantine. So we need to get him on. He'll teach, we'll do Zoom, and we're all going to line dance. And I said, no fucking chance.
Oh, Josh.
I'm not going to lie. Now, I love to dance. I love to dance. And if anyone was at the Barry's party that we did at Dream Hotel, after a few drinks, I'll dance. But it's not something that needs to be viewed live or that my mom ever needs a chance to see. So, but other than that, line dancing just isn't like, everyone did the electric slide back in the day. You had to.
Loved it. Yeah.
It's phenomenal how her song had gone so viral with it. But Dylan needs to be a person that will dance in your line dance for you.
You know what, Dylan? You wouldn't say no. You'd say yes. I'd say, listen, we're going live to Europe and we're line dancing and he's going to teach us.
Line dancing. We're line dancing. Yes, we're doing it.
I don't even line dance. I tried to do that live for one of my shows. My awesome harmony vocalist who could sing me out of the room. Awesome. They're like, Kat, we got to learn the line dance. And these are all over Europe. I said, okay, let's learn this. So it's New Year's Eve. And I don't think Josh knows his story. And we're in Pensacola for the Pelican drop. So it's like a ball drop for Pensacola. And it's freezing cold. Okay, it's not supposed to be this cold, and it's raining. And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be really chilling. So they're two of the songs. Now we have about 5 of them, but 2 of the songs I'd learned the choreography, but I was so cold. They're doing this awesome job, and I hacked it up. It was on video. I'm like, get rid of that because I don't know what you guys were doing some good stuff, and I don't know what I was doing. It was embarrassing, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't do this live.
Say yes, girl. We'll do it. It's booked.
Dylan,
We're
line
doing
dancing across America. That's not my deal, but I'll do it.
Let's do it.
I mean, not
We'll
America, across the world. Come on, Josh, you can't say no. If Dylan and I both say yes, you got to do it.
Let's go back to and I know we're on a normal time, and I don't care because this is fun. You have volunteered me to line dance worldwide. Okay. You have volunteered me to be a drag queen.
Yep.
Locally. I want to know when I get to say anything that I do. Apparently, not very often. Now, I will support, I will MC that thing like no one's ever, I will DJ that thing like no one's ever DJ'd it.
He would do that. That's true.
I will in drag. I can easily do that. That's not a problem.
That's true.
I got a bunch of wigs in there for Halloween, so it's fine.
Yes. Ooh, I've seen them.
Okay, fine. So we can't get you to line dance. We can't.
And I'll promote the hell out of it. I will MC it. I'll DJ it and promote it.
I mean, MC it. DJ, I was close. I was in.
But I will give you people who will do it for you. Like I said, I'll match. Dylan's your guy.
There you go.
Also,
you're like a manager.
And we're gonna do. They're playing our song, Dylan. You watch. If we did that musical here in and I just opened up my window here. I don't know how they got out of the way here in Nashville. It would be a hit.
100%.
Girl,
you have
let's
to
do it.
You
We
literally
pull everybody in.
Just listen to the score.
I got you.
They're playing our song. Oh my God, I wish I could say da, 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 da. It basically says they're playing my song. Those people were half out the door, but that now they're coming back to hear more of my music. At first, I thought this place was a drag. And now, it's interesting. It's basically these people are writing songs for people, and now they're in the arena where it's being played. And it's a guy and a girl and a love affair, and this experience where they're both singer-songwriters. And it's very interesting how it kind of comes to a head and in the middle of it. It's totally it's something nobody would have thought about because it hasn't been done again since 1970. I think the real big one is right about 1974, and that is the one I want you to listen to.
Year I was born.
1974.
Yeah.
You were born 74. I was born after you. No, I'm just kidding. I was born something.
Hey, also, Dylan, Misty Brand?
Misty Brand. Yes, that's my cousin. Yes.
Misty needs a shout out because Misty was we're commenting on the YouTube page. She's like, we've accepted Dylan from day one. We love you, Dylan. # family bitches for life.
Yay! I don't even know who that is.
Family bitches. Okay, family bitches. Let me explain real quick. The family bitches is a group message that includes all of the aunts, all of the girlies in the family. So we got all my aunts in there. Well, I'm sort of like an honorary family bitch. So there's no men in the group message but me. So it's like I'm one of those family bitches. But that's the group name on the top, family bitches. And everybody's in that. I love y'all. Love you, family bitches. Yes.
The family bitches are watching. We love y'all.
Love them. No, those are my babies. Mwah.
That's the good stuff. Oh man,
I love it.
Cool.
So I think that when this is all over and Dylan gets back in town, Dylan and Kat, we get together. You know where we need to get together? Anzie Blue. We need to go to.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Anzie Blue is like the best, like not your average coffee shop. It's our local coffee shop, CBD line. They've been awesome through this quarantine with everybody. So we should go there, have a drink. Yes, Dylan can drink now. Girl's 21.
Right.
Heck yeah.
And just have some CBD, chill, vibe out. And I think that you two should 100% sit down and write either a song or a musical or something, because I think that.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yes.
Like, because me and Kat around, like, Kat's obviously the professional songwriter. She's the one that's got the hits. I can't take anything seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make things funny. So I was like, oh, we can sit down and do a parody song. We can do whatever. But you two have that background. And I think would be a cool thing to sit down and just kind of for you two to vibe together and just be like, hey, let's.
I'm always down.
We're doing that.
Scheduled.
We're going to cast
in the calendar.
Yes, we're going to cast. They're playing our song too, because that's going to be like something that this is the, oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, so we're writing a song and we're going to do a new musical in town because golly gee, I don't know when the last time I saw, you know what's interesting, Dylan? A musical in Nashville. When's the last time I heard about a really great musical that was in Nashville? Have you heard?
I see, like, I go to TPAC sometimes. Like, I did TPAC, and like do like their season, and I just saw Urinetown. Like,
Yeah.
was it in October? I think it was, and it was really, really good. Like the talent. I did Urinetown in high school, and the talent in that show was amazing. So they're there, but I said that right when I moved to Nashville. There's not a lot of musical theater there. There's not.
And it should be, don't you think?
Exactly. Yes. I mean, it's Music City. Music is everything.
Why don't you guys make it happen? Someone's got to do it.
We're going to.
Someone's got to do it.
Cheers.
It's done. Cheers. I'm so glad Cinco de Mayo turned out this way. Yes.
Exactly.
I have a sick dog and lots of happiness, though. Oh, wait, this is great. We've got Dylan is frozen in a cheer.
Screenshot. There he is.
Yeah. There we go.
Looks like you were cheersing Frozen. That was brilliant.
You just got to let it go.
I was.
You got to let it go.
Let it go. Yes. Do it.
I got to go home this weekend, and my nieces are, one just turned 2. They love Frozen. And so how else do you, as being the uncle, there's 4 uncles, okay? And I live the furthest away. So how else do you become the favorite uncle? You buy their love at this age. They're 6 and they're 2. So I was telling someone, I was like, well, here's what I'm doing. I was like, I bought my 2-year-old niece 6 gifts from Amazon, sent them to her. And she's a big, besides Frozen, there's something else that they're really into. And I can't think of it right now, and I'll think of it in a second. And I told my sister, I said, well, here's what we're going to do. I was like, the 6-year-old is jealous because the 2-year-old just got all the gifts for her birthday. I was like, well, let me bring her something when I come home this weekend. And she's like, no, she needs to learn that you get stuff on your birthday. And I told her, I said, Brooklyn, I brought you 6 gifts for your birthday for being 6. Like, I know. She's like, but that toy that you bought Adeline is the one I want, because it's the only one she doesn't have of this whole collection of, say, 12. I was like, well, it's okay. I said, I'll just get you one. My sister's like, no, you won't. She's like, Uncle Josh will not get you one. You will learn that. And I understand where she's coming from.
Yeah.
Your birthday, you get these gifts. Adeline doesn't get anything. Adeline's birthday, she gets gifts. You don't. Well, what do? You buy her love. She's 100% getting the gift. I'm buying it. I'm bringing it to her. So here's what I do. I'm going to buy her the gift. I'm going to sneak it to her. When she turns 13, 14, she gets to drive the car first before she's 16. When she's about that age, I beat up whichever boy breaks her heart first.
That age.
Check.
When she's 18, 19, 20, I give her her first drink of alcohol.
Check.
Inside the house, inside quarters, we don't let them drive because we don't support that or underage drinking. But my thing is, if you can be 18 and go to war, you can be 18 and have a drink of beer. So I was like, and then when she gets her heart broken after prom, I take her shopping. I win this game of best uncle.
Always.
So
oh my goodness.
Like, that's what we're doing right now. Frozen is the thing, or Frozen 2. So I feel like Frozen is like, hear me out, it's like Tiger King. I haven't watched it, but I've seen it because of the memes and everything on social media. I haven't seen Frozen, but I know everything about it and the characters because of the memes and the GIFs and everything else. So I got it. So
you got to watch Frozen, Josh. Oh my goodness. You got to watch Frozen. It's so good.
Well, I feel like I'm going to be watching it this weekend with the girls. So
there you go. There you go. Perfect.
I bought them.
I got my little niece the Frozen castle. Oh my heavens! Her mom and dad were furious because for Christmas it was the castle that you hit the button and it's the let it go. I mean, it's a screen, and then you do something else and the thing lights up. And so she must have hit that thing Christmas morning like 20 times. And by the time they finished, they're like, we're going to leave this at Grandma and Grandpa's house. And she wouldn't. She threw a massive fit. She's like, God, it fits with us. So they took the emails I've gotten.
Girl, they need to let it go. They need to let it go. Girl, yes. Oh,
just freaking rip the thing apart. No, I'm just kidding.
So again, we've got like 1 million siblings in my family, and so I remember the little like lawnmower toy that you push and it pops and it's really loud and obnoxious.
Oh yeah. That thing.
Like see Dylan's face right now. That's the face I wanted my sister-in-law to make every time that they push that thing around. So he is very musically talented. So I was like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Once my nephew gets old enough, I'm buying him a drum kit.
Oh no.
Uncle Josh.
100%.
Uncle Josh is in trouble. Mm-mm.
What is? I don't live there. I'm the best uncle. He gets drums. My brother plays guitar and sings. They can have their own little like Partridge Family thing, or they can be the next Hanson. I don't care.
Yeah.
I win.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
You would, except for the special text messages that you will get from mom and dad.
No, my parents completely understand and know. But the brother-in-law says, "You just block their numbers. That's fine."
That's all you do. You're gonna beat on those drums all day.
So,
I love beating drums.
all right. So I think we should probably
I feel like I've laughed I needed a laugh tonight. I needed, you know what? Not just a laugh. You know what? I needed good energy, man.
Okay. So that's why Josh is right. Earlier, whenever I told Kat we need to bring Dylan on, because the energy that Dylan brings to any room rubs off on people.
Yes.
So more people like Dylan out there. That's why I'm saying, yeah, there needs to be a musical in town. Do it. Who's not gonna like? You two have such great energy. So it doesn't matter if it's one person or 100 people. It's the same fun energy. So you guys would be a great team to make something.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
Manager.
Good stuff.
The manager, I just want 3%, 7%. We'll figure it. We'll work it out. I know.
We got it. We got it. We'll work numbers later. I'll have my manager call you.
So I'll have my people call you.
Every people come right there.
I'll have my people call your people.
Yes. Yes.
We'll have Tom negotiate for us.
We'll have who negotiate?
Tom negotiate. I feel like producer Tom will be very non-biased.
Exactly. And tell me like, now listen, here's how it's gonna go.
So here's
by the way.
I was
all by myself. Thanks, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Cheers, honey. Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo.
So, depending on how long this quarantine thing goes, and we always tell all our guests we want them to come back on, and we do, but we definitely need to have Dylan back on. And I would love to have him back on once this is over and you two have had a chance to kind of collaborate and see what you've come up with. So y'all's homework is to get together, write things down, figure out what it is, and then let us know what's the next step. So I'll be your accountability partner.
Awesome.
Yes.
We will.
I love that.
Whatever it may be.
Okay, I know what. I'm gonna send something to him. Email. Okay, cool.
No one.
Hell yes.
No one easy.
This is why I'm the middleman. I'm bridging the gaps between people. This
yes, you're the bridge. I love it. Yeah.
Be the bridge. Hey, that's a great song title. Be the bridge.
Be the bridge.
I wish most people would be, or more people would be the bridge.
Well, I'm trying to be it for most people. I'm trying to take that leadership role. So.
Amen. Go on, bridge. I'm gonna call you that from now on.
Well, I'm gonna this ending together.
Oh, yes.
121. Thank Dylan so much for coming on and being 100% the comic relief, the energy, just being you, and just being 100% you, and not caring. And I really want and hope that people that are dealing with themselves during this quarantine have had a chance to kind of reflect. And whether it's a 21-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 75-year-old that just like is who they are, they understand they can also be who they are. It doesn't matter if it's, people hide behind like the Instagram thing. We were talking in one episode about, people want these likes and that's how they live their life. If Instagram went away, I would laugh so hard because people have to become themselves.
Yeah.
No.
What do you hide? Like, how do you? And so it's like, we need more people to be like you who are just 100% genuine. Don't fake it. Don't try to be whoever. Some people can, entertain and kind of like, walk a certain path to please everybody. But you're one of those people who's like, I'm me. I'm going to please you because I'm a happy person. Get on board. And if you're not, it's okay. You're not going to be as happy as if you're on my train. Mm-hmm. But I want people to hopefully see you and be like, this guy has vision and ideas of what he wants to do. And and that's why I wanted you to come on, and you were 100% knocked out of the park. Everything I thought you would be on this show. And I knew from the beginning that you and Kat would vibe. You all have those little spiritual kind of connection.
Yeah.
It's that theater stuff. Dylan, your unique, awesome self is awesome. I mean, you being 100% you is damn. Pardon me, I don't like to curse on air. I usually go DAMN. I just try not, but
our listeners can fucking spell.
Thank you. What'd you say, jackass? No, I'm just kidding.
Your dad.
Apologize for seriously, Dylan, to be so unique and so 100% yourself. Thank you for standing up, even in your bad days when you're feeling like crap and you just don't feel like you want to be you, and for whatever purpose. And this has nothing to do with sexuality. You just feel like you just don't want to be you on the days that you're showing this to all of us. And from what I hear from Josh all the time about your energy, thank you. If there's one thing that you need to hear so that you continue to do that, thank you. And please continue to be that. Please continue and enjoy it. Okay. Because it's damn it. It's needed. It's needed so much.
Thank you guys so much.
There's more people that need, if you start now, and this is something I tell trainers, like, I think I want to be a trainer. Okay, cool. Go get certified, be a trainer. Because the day you start, then you can say 5 years from now, well, I've been a trainer for 5 years. It just makes your like reputation look better. You have been you from 21, from 18 to however. And if you're like, yeah, at this age, I've been wanting to do this and I'm this. And then you are so comfortable in your own skin that when people look back, you're like, yeah, I'm 30 now. And this is what I've been doing for 9 years. And people are like, man, like, okay. Whether they're 30 then or if they're 40 or however, they'd be like, you know what? That's what I want to be like. And you never know. So my biggest thing is take The Rock, take Tim Tebow, take whoever. They're just people. They're people who are themselves. They are people who stuck to what they believed in. And if you want to get on board, cool. If not, no big deal. But when you have that good energy and that good vibe, people follow that.
Yeah.
Like, people want to be like The Rock, but they follow The Rock because he's just a real guy. He will interact with his fans. He's the dad. He's works a million jobs. He's a loyal husband. He's all these things. And we're like, I can get on board with that guy. Do you want to be him? Yeah, because he's a stud, but like, he's just a genuine. You have everything that those people have. I feel like sometimes people just need to let other people know. So you just need to know that you are this energy that more people, need in their life. And me and Cav talk about it. As a trainer, you've got to put on that face. You got to be that positive person. You're that therapist. You're the motivator. You're whatever. But that's kind of our job. So in a sense, we sort of get paid to be that person. We have that. That's why I think we're professionals in what we do. You don't have to, like, even, not that we pretend, but you don't have to pretend. You have it. And so take that and do something with it. Like, partner up with Kat. Make something happen.
Yes, let's make something good happen out of it. Take something in Nashville that needs to be here that people will support, because people will support you too. You guys have followings. Yeah.
Kat's got her music following and her fitness following. Dylan, people just love you. Like, there's not been one person that's ever come to Barry's and be like, man.
All my people would love the heck out of you. My heavens.
You guys.
I know, right. And honestly, we're being very genuine. This is, and the reason we're giving you the applause that you deserve. And I know I promise I won't get too long-winded, Josh. But I got to say it. The reason we're giving you this applause is because we want you're a mentor, and we want other people to see that you're 100% you, and you give that type of energy out. It'll come back to you 100-fold. Well, and by the way, Tiffany, who Tiffany, is it Tiffany Williams?
Tiffany Williams. That's my aunt. Yes, that's my girl.
Tiffany is on, and I never. What did Tiffany say?
Great job.
Great job.
Oh, that's what she calls me. Dill pickle. I'm her dill pickle. Oh, I love you, Tiff.
Dill pickle.
I love you, Tiff. Family bitch right there. Yes. Love her. Family bitches. Love it.
Oh man, this has been such a good time. I feel really blessed right now. This is good stuff.
I'm telling you, like, Dylan has that. And the other thing, like, to tell you how good you are, you have zero ego. And that's why I feel comfortable telling you, like, there's some people, you tell them how great they're, like, yeah, you know what? I am fucking great. I am good. You don't have an ego. You're just you. And so there needs to be more people like you. They need to start as soon as possible, because you can make such a difference in people's life. It could be one person. It could be 10. It can make someone feel comfortable with themselves. It could give them someone to fall back on or talk to, because in certain situations, some people need someone to talk to. Yes. And it could be 100,000 people watch this. There could be 100 people. It could be one. That one person be like, you know what? Let me reach out to them because I have a question, because I don't know. I'm in this situation. What did you do? And it's like, some people just need an out, and they need someone to help pull them out. And I think that you would be a great role model for people, no matter what it is. Not necessarily like being someone who is coming out and being comfortable with himself, and in any situation, just in general, like
Oh.
who are just like, you know what? How are you happy? Like, what are you doing that's happy? Everyone has hiccups and road bumps and speed bumps and all this kind of stuff. But like, what do you do? Everyone's been 20, 21 nights. Those times are rough, but you're still happy. You're like, so what are you doing? Like, you can just rub off on people and give them that energy. And I think that is something that's unique. And I think it's very rare nowadays, because there's so many people who try to hide behind social media, who try to filter things, whether it's physically or just through things they write or whatever. But you're just a genuine person. You're just like, hey, I'm me. Why don't we have more people that are like you? And I think you can inspire a lot of people to do that. So that being said, I want to thank you so much for coming on and taking time to be in this. Not that you had a lot of things going on during quarantine, but you never know. You got to study. You got school.
And sorry it had to be at 21. You had to turn 21 in quarantine. But don't you worry. When you come back into town,
we go to Angie
Town
Blue.
Purple.
We're going to celebrate.
That's right.
Well, thank y'all so much for having me. I really this has been an amazing opportunity. That's all I want, like you said.
You and Kat have homework.
Yeah, we do, girl.
Y'all can text, not email. Text and just vibe and call and FaceTime and do whatever it is. Because when you come back on, you guys are going to have a project already started. That's the goal. So
that's
exactly.
it.
Do you like that? It's already done. Started.
Yeah.
Hey,
there you go.
Woohoo, raise the roof. Okay, we will. Dylan, you're awesome. Honey,
thank you guys. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have been so great. I love you guys.
Thank y'all so much. Please subscribe, like, share. If anyone is taking pictures, tag us in them. We'd love to share the story with everybody. Feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any questions or just want to give shout outs or appreciation or whatever it may be. To Misty and to Tiffany for listening and chiming in. We love Dylan. Thank you for sharing him with us. He's a rock star. Obviously, he's going to do big things. We know that. But we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Have a good Cinco de Mayo. Have a drink for us. And we will see you next Tuesday. Love y'all. There you go.
Yes. Yes.